All right, boys and girls, here is part 2 of our plot page. Again, it's page 177. And I had Mrs. Tribble come in, so I had to stop. And that's probably going to happen in a lot of our videos. Miss Slick might come in, Mrs. Mills. If I'm at home, you might hear my cat meow. You'll definitely hear my children. So I apologize for that, but that's the way it is. So hopefully they'll be humorous. So let's continue. The climax of the story, like we said, if it was the movie, it was when they got caught, but it's not, it's the book. So the climax is actually D-Day. And that is actually the day, it's June 6th. It's still on the calendar. If you guys look at your calendar from last year or this year, on June 6th, most calendars will have D-Day. June 6th, 1944. Shortly after midnight on that night, about 5,000 ships transported 150,000 Allied soldiers, those were the United States and England, and 1,500 tanks to the coast of Normandy in France. They've been planning this for about 2 years. It wasn't an easy battle. They fought and fought and fought, but by the end of the day, the Allies had established a base on the mainland of France. So the Germans tried to hold out as long as possible, but it took 2 months of fighting in Normandy before the Allies were able to move further into France. And that's a big deal because 2 months later, so that'd be July, that would be August, Anne Frank's family, they were taken on August 4th. So the Allied soldiers were successful, but it took them 2 months, and that's just to get into France, and so it took them a little bit longer to get into other parts of Europe. So that would be the climax for the story, because the Franks and the Van Dans and Mr. Dussel thought, okay, it's happening, we're finally going to be rescued, it won't be much longer. So for them, they had a big sigh of relief. Finally, something was happening, but unfortunately, it wasn't in time for them. So the rising action that leads up to that, we have our protagonist, and we're going to get into that more specifically on the next lesson. But the protagonist is the main character. So for us, it's Anne Frank. Okay. The antagonist is the force or person against the main character or against the protagonist. Here it would be Hitler and the Nazis. Okay. The conflict, we know that she's immature and unsure of her future. And I apologize that I did those two out of order. Okay. The mood, we know. Melodramatic, it's all of those. It's anxious, it's hopeful, it's humorous. Okay, so let's go to the falling action, the conflict outcome. Okay, so again, when we had those pages in our practice book and we had the conflict and we had the resolution, I would say, kind of put them together. Whatever resolution we come up with, it has to match, because we talked about there being secondary problems, but that's not necessarily the one that would lead to the resolution. So you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it just so you see. We'll draw an arrow, so we know that they're connected somehow. Okay. So the conflict outcome is that Anne continues to confide in her diary. And her relationships mature. She matures. And you guys can't see that, I apologize. Let's see. I have ordered a new tripod for this, so hopefully that will come in and make this a little bit easier. So Anne continues to confide in her diary, and her relationships mature. Okay. She talks about the time of causing her mother tears is over. She's getting along better with Margot. She starts to have a friendship and then a courtship maybe with Peter. Okay, I'm going to leave this one blank for now. This story is a little bit different because we didn't get a chance to, she doesn't get to finish it in her way. It ended unexpectedly for her. So the resolution, final outcome, we know that they are arrested. Well, they are taken away, really. If only they were arrested, that would have been nice, but they were taken away. And the story's meaning is the theme. Now, this could be up for debate, okay? The most common one that is said that people are ultimately good. There's a quote that she says pretty close to them being taken away, where even after everything she's gone through, she thinks deep down people are still good at heart, or people are still good. So we'll put that. People I forget how she words it right now, but now if you have a different theme that you think would be interesting here or more specific, you can let me know in the comments. The author's purpose. This was one of the first questions on the green packet the first week that we read the book, okay? Do you remember what it is? It's not quite one of these verbs here, but it could be one of them. What was Anne's purpose? Why was she writing? Do, 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 do. What do you guys remember? She wanted to share her thoughts and feelings. So if you said that, great job. You can give yourself a pat in the back or a 1 second party like Miss Lick says. Woo! Good job. So this actually gives us a good plan. If we were to write a book report on Anne Frank, this has all the essential parts to it. All right, so the next video that we're gonna do will be the following page. It'll be a different video, but I'm just gonna show you we're gonna do this one next. All right, thank you guys for listening.